Welcome to another reaction video presented by the A or Mare channel. Now I have a very long list of videos I would like to make. Reaction videos, essay videos, TV reaction videos. I've got so many videos that I would like to make. And this one you are watching is not really one of them. But one of the reasons why I have such a long list of videos that I have not yet got to is the fact that recently my old camera completely failed. It completely broke. There was no saving it. I needed to get myself a new camera. And because I now have a brand new camera, I need something to practice on. I need something to test it on. Which means I need to record a reaction video, which, yes, I would like to do a reaction video to. It would be fun to do a reaction video to, but if for some reason the new setup, the new camera fails, I won't be heartbroken if it never sees the light of day. And that is this video. And the film I've chosen to react to today is Damsel, the new fantasy epic from Netflix, starring one of the key stars of Netflix in Millie Bobby Brown, from Stranger Things and the two Enola Holmes movies, both of which I actually really liked. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes, and I think Enola Holmes, that franchise, does a good enough job of keeping that legacy going. So yes, I enjoyed the two Enola Holmes movies. What I've seen of Stranger Things I liked. I haven't finished it. I think I'm up to series 2 or 3, but it's a long time since I watched Stranger Things. But anyway, I really like Millie Bobby Brown as an actress. And having this fantasy-esque epic about, a princess who is married off and then realises that she's only been married to this particular prince because they want to feed her to a dragon, and she fights back and rescues herself. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, there have been a couple of films similar to this. I mean, like a couple of years ago, there was one, Joey King, I think it was in The Princess, which had a somewhat similar premise about a princess who's trained herself in martial arts, and when, bad people want to marry her, she defends herself, and it's kind of like a reverse raid, going down a tower and killing everybody along the way. That was pretty cool, The Princess.
You're gonna get married, like it or not. Stop messing around. Get back in bed.
And this seems like a similar kind of thing. And, I mean, usually I do really long, in-depth introductions to these videos, going into the director, going into the writer, what they've done before, the patterns, the themes that they've done. But in this particular case, there's not really a great deal to talk about, because the director is Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, a Spanish director, who in 2001 had a Spanish-language sci-fi film called Intacto, which got international acclaim, international credit, and off the back of that, he was given 28 weeks later. But since then, he hasn't really done a great deal. I mean, 28 weeks later was in 2007, and Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, at least according to IMDb, hasn't really done a great deal since. A lot of stuff in Spain, even a lot of Spanish television. But this is his first big feature film, or English language feature film, since 28 weeks later in 2007. So what's he been doing since then? I don't know. And the writer of this film, Damsel, is a guy called Dan Mazeau, whose writing CV is not very impressive. He is one of 3 credited writers on Fast X, and he is also one of 3 credited writers on Wrath of the Titans. So That's the guy who's the sole credited writer on this film, which was done for a mid-budget. I mean, it seems to have been filmed in Portugal, which is interesting. I think Portugal is becoming one of those countries that Hollywood, that US film companies go and film in that country because they get the tax breaks. That could be interesting. So, yeah, filmed in Portugal with a Spanish director. Is this one that Millie Bobby Brown was also a producer on? It could well be. Yes, Millie Bobby Brown is credited as an executive producer on this film, as she was also credited as an executive producer on the Enola Holmes movie. So, another case of an actress getting good work because she produces it for herself. I mean, that's another discussion that maybe needs to be had at some point. I mean, the only way that an actress can get a good role is if she makes the film herself. So. But anyway, Millie Bobby Brown is the star of this and one of the producers of this. And it looks kind of fun. And if, for some reason, this recording never sees the light of day, I won't be absolutely devastated by it. So, here we are. Let's react to Damsel. And with my new setup, I hope I have found a stable way of leaving the camera with a front-on perspective. So no, I won't be doing it from the profile anymore. I'm going to try and do it front-on from now on. So let's see if that works as well. So, on to the reaction for Damsel.
There are many stories of chivalry, where the heroic knight saves the damsel in distress. This
is it an absolute requirement that a princess needs an English accent? I mean, don't get me wrong, Millie Bobby Brown's pretty good at it. I mean, she was good in Enola Holmes, but is it so terrible to have a medieval princess with an American accent?
There it is! Woman! Let's kill the beast! For glory!
And it's handy that that dragon was in cloud, so don't need to worry quite so much about the CGI. And it's not sort of like flame, it's like lava. That's A, kind of cool, and B, kind of grotesque. Centuries later. Okay. Oh, and I am nothing but a poor woodcutter.
They come this far north.
The White Walkers. Oh, but this is clearly an impoverished royal family, or noble family, aristocratic, whatever it turns out to be.
Share this with your sister. Come on. Did you see who it was?
Winterfell, but with some Tudor trappings. I mean, those windows are very Tudor.
Father, what's happening? Who is that?
Oh, it's Ray Winstone, I think. Okay, stepmother, so I think we're not in a world of complete colourblind casting.
I have made a match. He is a prince.
A prince?
I know you've always wished to travel, as did your mother. Go. See the world. This man, he has a fleet of ships. Carriages full of gold.
That's no reason to marry.
We need this. Our stores are empty. We will not make it to the thaw.
I mean, but this is the thing. I mean, throughout history, throughout the centuries, one of the major exports of any noble family, any aristocratic family, is its daughters. Daughters are an asset to be traded, essentially. I mean, that's how it worked throughout history of royal marriages. Ooh, more fog. Always a cheap and effective way to create atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, there's so much iconography in this from Game of Thrones.
It's okay.
I really do wonder if Damsel in writing this and people, including Millie Bobby Brown, actually green-lighting it is because, oh, this is kind of like Game of Thrones, let's do it. Oh, now we get the credits. That was a very long cold open. And it's just the coast that is surrounded by mist. I mean, going through vineyards.
Oh my heavens.
Not that I know a lot about wine, but I think that Portugal is an underappreciated wine-producing nation. Oh, isn't Matthias Rosé from Portugal? One of the few, popular wines from my youth in the 80s.
What do you think, Ellie? Hmm?
I think I had a rather limited definition of wealthy.
Yeah, I mean, that's not wrong. I mean, because, in the far north where she seems to come from, wealth means, a nice manor house. But this is a fucking palace.
At first light, I shall return to convey you.
Yeah, let's
Royal Highness Henry
impress the
Maria.
bumpkins with fabulous wealth.
Floria.
Is that a sister or another potential bride?
Everyone's waiting.
Oh, or is that going to turn out to be, another victim of the dragon? Is that the last time we will see that girl alive? And therefore, if she speaks, would she have a Portuguese accent? I mean, you say non-speaking roles, you cast locals. Ooh, mysterious fires in the distance.
Ellie,
That's going to turn out to be significant later.
I can't sleep. Perhaps you could talk to stepmother. She means well, even if she is a bit exhausting.
So not an evil stepmother, just an annoying one, which is better than the alternative.
Heredity.
What is your greatest strength?
I always tell the truth, Your Majesty.
Some might call that a weakness.
What, so this is an interview to be the princess?
I believe I do, Your Majesty.
And what is it telling you now?
In truth, it is beating too loudly for me to hear much of anything, Your Majesty.
Arise,
And
Ellie.
being made to do this, bowing in front of Robin Wright.
What was that for?
Because you've always been so kind to me, and I won't be seeing you again, since I'm killing myself once we reach the honeymoon suite.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It seems even a harsh clime can grow the fairest flowers.
I love your castle. I mean, I really love it. Like a lot. Your Majesty.
The impetuousness
You're
of
to make
youth.
yourself at home, child.
Your correspondence made mention of some particulars you wish to discuss in person.
The two of us can confer in private.
Yes.
It's nothing to bore our young people with.
Alright, so the queen
They have a far
is the
more
one wearing the
important task
trousers
than
in this, in
They must
Aurea.
get to know each other.
And how into this is the prince? I mean, because he presumably knows that she's about to be fed to a dragon. But is he into this? Is he okay with this? Let's find out.
What do you think about me?
Pardon?
He's a bit distant.
Well,
But again, is that because I know you're about to die, or because I don't care about you at all?
I'm being guilted into marrying truly likes me or not.
I actually drew this.
Hold on,
Wow.
a maze, isn't it? I hope that you...
Oh, an anatomically correct heart.
I used to make them for Floria when she was little.
Oh, so she's into mazes. Of course she is. And yeah, I think the prince is starting to be intrigued.
I saw some horses being left unattended at the stables.
Let's make a break for it.
You ride.
In that dress? Okay, I guess in that dress. And I don't think side saddle either. Those dresses are not designed to be worn that way. That's the whole point of side saddle. Yeah, now the job is done, she can just ignore
What happened in there?
the rubes from the provinces.
Is the wedding still on?
Aye.
You settled on a fair bride price.
More gold than I can ever imagine.
But money isn't everything.
I saw something.
How does he know about the
Fire
dragon
mountain
now?
last night.
Oh, hand-holding?
Torches.
You saw that? My greatest wish is to go see the world. Really set out and see it, you know?
Okay, so he's going to turn out to be a good person because we've got the similar dreams and
As long as I can
ambitions.
remember, I long to explore the distant lands. The ones you only read about.
So they're going to end up together at the end, or hopefully, probably. He's not going to be the villain who's just playing along, or maybe he still is, but my guess is at the moment he's going to be a good guy who comes around at the end, or she sort of ends up with. Metaphor!
Your father was a rope maker, was he not?
The finest in the city.
And here you are. You've climbed so high. Still, one mustn't...
The snobbery.
Station. Well, your family needs money. My family needs a bride. What we don't need...
Yeah, you're not supposed to state it this bluntly, Robin Wright.
I wish all the best for Henry and Eloise. I merely...
Elodie,
Pardon?
my stepdaughter. Her name is Elodie.
That's what I said.
Yeah, can't possibly make a mistake. Yeah, she's been put in her place. But is the stepmother actually going to do anything about it?
This wedding is a mistake.
What?
Okay, she actually did it.
I don't understand.
So she does care more for her
I don't trust
stepdaughter than her
It's hard to
kingdom.
explain, but a mother knows these things.
Only yesterday you were enamored by this place.
Floria.
I was wrong.
Good for her. Stand up for stepmothers. I mean, it's like Disenchanted. You know, as soon as Amy Adams becomes a stepmother in a fairy tale land, she's a wicked stepmother, which was actually quite a clever plot point, I thought. Disenchanted wasn't great, but that was a nice plot point.
Thank you for everything, stepmother. Stepmother?
Oh, no.
What? What?
Oh, my hair, it's so high and my dress is so low. And of course I want that dress to be made of rags. People like me always do.
People like who? What are you talking about?
Oh no, Pip. I'm afraid that my wish is turning me into
A what?
It's turning me into
A what?
a wicked stepmother.
Well, tomorrow's a big day, and these girls, they need their rest.
And he's still going along with it, and I think that Ray Winston actually knows about the dragon by this point. Because of course you need a corset. I've never seen one designed like that before. Yeah, I think the costume designer had quite a bit of fun with this. Wearing all that in a country like Portugal, it must get really, really hot. What's that? Amber? Okay, that's probably going to be significant later, and the thing that was put down there, cleavage, looks like it might potentially be able to be converted into a weapon. What was that, amber? Is that a dragon on the front of her crown? Like a proper close-up at that.
Where are we going?
Not sure what it is.
Remember how I told you about those ancient ceremonies up on the mountain?
Yes.
We're going to pay homage to my ancestors.
By sacrificing you to a dragon! Yeah, that isn't ominous at all! Oh shit, they're wearing masks. It's never a good sign when there's a large group of people all wearing masks.
You join a long line of women who have helped to build this kingdom. When our ancestors first laid claim to this island,
And Henry seems to be going along with this.
they were not its sole inhabitants. And so a pact was made. The three princesses met their end in the belly of the beast, and a kingdom was born. It is this sacrifice we commemorate every generation, a tradition going back centuries.
Oh, so she's not completely undefended. Oh. Oh no, it's just a sacrificial dagger. Okay.
I'm supposed to carry you back.
I'm fine with walking, really.
Because he's gonna throw her over the side.
Close your eyes. I've got you.
Yeah, I think she doesn't realise just how literal this whole thing is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, handy that those vines are there to break her fall. Oh, that's not the response you want. That was actually a very nice shot with the eye just suddenly appearing out of what looked like, I mean, my lighting isn't great here, but it just looked like rock and then suddenly the eye. There have been others before, and is it that girl she saw last night?
That's not mine. I am the sacrifice.
Okay, that's either going to be a really, really good thing or a really, really bad thing, because either that's the dragon or that's the princess that was chucked in the pit last night. Is that electrical sparks? Oh. A bird on fire? I mean, that's...
You poor thing. What happened to you?
Guess! They talked about a giant creature. You see something on fire. Guess. I don't think they actually mentioned dragon, but still. Okay. Again, that is really fucking disturbing and also kind of cool. I mean, just hundreds of songbirds on fire. Oh, don't need to see that.
Your name, little bird.
Okay, the dragon talks! That's... Yeah, that we don't need that.
Your kind must pay. My kind. The scent of royalty betrays you. It's in your blood.
So it's a communist dragon? It only goes after aristocratic royal families? So if a commoner had been thrown into the pit, would the dragon have eaten them? Okay, so not only does this dragon talk, it's also a sadist. And that effect where the flies like lava, that's really cool, really effective. Oh, no. Yes, the girl from last night. So, I bet if I look in the credits, she's going to have a Portuguese name. Well, that's an interesting metaphor. I mean, literally being trapped in the cage of your hoop skirt. With a burn, wouldn't it be better to just leave it open? But that, well, with the dust and dirt. Yeah, that's an interesting debate. What is that? Some kind of resin or something? Well, it might have been amber, but obviously not. Oh, is it sort of a pomade? Is it some kind of scented oil or something? So that probably smells really nice. Oh, that's not good. At least that conveniently ripped off most of your inconvenient clothes. Yeah, it's remarkably convenient how many times you have a character in a film or a TV show or whatever who's stuck in a cave and there just so happens to be bioluminescent lichen in there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, that does happen in caves, but in every single cave you see in a movie, there's just enough bioluminescence to light everything. Really handy. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, I'm presuming she's going to meet up with Henry at the end of this, and it's really going to be really... Oh, shit! Really handy that, yeah, the last piece of jewellery she still had saved her life. Like, how she... You need so much upper body strength to do that. Which I really don't think she's got. I mean, yeah, all credit to Millie Bobby Brown, but she is not that physically strong. Yeah, I didn't think she was going to jump across that chasm. I mean, I wasn't even fully aware that that was a chasm, the way that it had been framed. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing... I mean, I'm presuming she's going to guess out and she's going to meet up with Prince Henry again, and how's that interaction going to go? Oh, it's actual worms. So, portable light source.
Don't worry. I won't hurt you.
Not intentionally anyway, but I mean something that's designed to be on a wall and now you're carrying it in your hand. Oh, I thought it was like that all worked. Okay. But again, remarkably convenient that, you know, light emitting natural things in this dark, dank cave. I wouldn't instantly assume that that's safe to drink. Yeah. And I certainly wouldn't assume that that's safe to drink. Although that is a nice shot. Oh, is it ice? Okay, well, okay, that's... I thought it was more of those worm things. How many have made it this far? Quite a few. God, there's dozens, maybe even hundreds of names on that wall.
Did anyone make it out?
Like, is this her imagination or is she actually seeing into the past? I mean, that's actually pretty grim. I mean, the choices be, you know, flamed to death by the dragon or go mad in this isolated little cave.
It's a lie.
What? What's a lie? I think that might actually have been beneficial. So they're basically leeches, you know, eating off the necrotic flesh. Handy little buggers. So, light source and first aid kit. Really, really convenient.
Through the twisted tunnel.
So, I mean, the dozens of girls, of princesses who
Keep following down.
have gone before, building on their work.
Is this it? Did a princess make it out?
And then went back in to draw the map. No, I don't. Okay, this is going to need some explanation. I mean, guess what? We've still got about 50 minutes of this left, so... Why are you not questioning the fact that in order for that map to be accurate, a princess would have had to escape and then go back in to draw the map? How did that happen? And why are you not questioning why that happened? Okay, that's pretty cool.
Crystals.
It was never going to be that easy, was it? Just open your mouth and wait for the food to fall into it. that seemed a little bit too easy. I mean, it was built up, these sharp crystals, and you despite the dragon being under you, you managed to get up that far. That was too easy. Well, at least she's used to the frigid conditions. So is this, I mean, that map that we saw, I mean, is the legend of the map that sun meant this is escape? I mean, was it literally, this is a place where you can actually see the sun? Hello? Yeah, that's not going to work. You're an insignificant speck on a giant mountain. Hello? Oh, shit!
No way out, princess. Not for any of you.
Oh, is that Victoria? What?
What's this?
Was that Henry? Okay, so this is the one princess that I'm actually going to save. I mean, oh no, it's her father. Okay. Can't help feeling that this is a little bit too little too late. I mean, you essentially sold your daughter to be sacrificed, and now you feel bad about it? Now you're going to try and rescue her? Is that the dragon sword?
3 taken.
Slay the Valiant!
Oh, so the dragon. Every generation takes 3 princesses as revenge for the 3 whelps being killed. So it's a dragon mother on a quest of vengeance.
I will give you anything!
Death is not enough for you. You will know my pain.
I'm still unclear whether she's genuinely having visions of the past, whether she's just extrapolating and interpreting what she's seeing. Because if she sees that and that's what comes to her mind, that's a huge leap in logic. There wasn't enough information there in that little tableau to give that detailed a flashback. Yeah, running in plate armour, not a good idea. That's specifically not what plate armour was designed for, so yeah. Just playing with your food. Oh! Didn't need that. Okay, interesting dragon design with very quadrupedal thing and wings.
Why are you?
It's almost like a griffin. Almost.
I'm here for my daughter.
It's okay, calm down. It's okay. Cool pet.
I have made a horrible mistake. To sacrifice the one thing I love most. To trade your life for the good of my people. I thought that I could take the gold. That I could live with myself.
I mean, it's essentially what we have here is Menelaus from the Odyssey, the Iliad. He's sacrificing his daughter, or daughters, I can't remember exactly, for the sake of good winds to take him to the Trojan War. I mean, if you had a direct, literal adaptation of the Iliad, there's some really, really fucked up shit in Greek mythology. But Menelaus sacrificed his daughters for the sake of good wind to take him to the Trojan Wars. And that's essentially what we've got here. Is Ray Winstone going to get squished? But I mean, it's really, I mean, sort of like really, really quickly saying, "Oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. I'm going to rescue her." I mean, goodbye, red shirt. Yeah, the dragon design on this is really fascinating, having sort of like a mammalian thing rather than a reptilian thing with the quadrupedal movement with the addition of wings. I mean, it's very much like a griffin.
Forgive me.
So, not squished, but still dead. And she's going to pick up the sword that Ray Winstone conveniently dropped. Oh, no, she's not. Okay. And again, lots of upper body strength, which I really don't think Millie Bobby Brown has. Okay. Yeah, that, again, far too easy getting to that ledge. And I guess the other horses are just going to be left there as a snack for the dragon.
That damn girl. I knew she was trouble.
Where are you going?
To fix this.
Is it going to turn out that Robin Wright is Victoria? Or is the black girl that she's been having flashbacks by, is that Victoria? Or is it that Millie Bobby Brown assumes that's Victoria when it isn't, and Robin Wright actually survived the dragon? I'm starting to think that Robin Wright survived the dragon, whether or not she's Victoria.
Seize her!
You can't! She's just a child!
You promised us a daughter.
Okay, just murdering the stepmother, or attempted murder at the very least. Which I suppose as far as Robin Wright's concerned, that's just the cost of doing business. That's just collateral damage. I mean, and now the only reason that Elodie needs to go back into the Dragon's Cave and not just run away is the fact that Floria is now... Oh, she's not dead, but she's not doing well.
Elodie!
Yeah, so now Elodie's going to be told Floria's in the cave and you need to go and rescue her. Wasn't a very efficient attempted murder, was it? If she can get on a horse and ride all that way.
I can find her. It may be too late.
No. Not if I can help it.
Alright, so now you're just going to abandon your stepmother injured in the middle of an unknown country with no food or water.
She's too young.
A prince protects his kingdom without hesitation or complaint. Give me your hand.
I cannot do this.
Alright, so now you're taking a stand? Too little, too late. Yeah, that's gonna burn your hands. Like, I mean, you've wrapped them in sort of like bits of cloth, but you're still gonna get rope burns from that. She can't. She's not dead, but yeah, again, not doing well. Going along the same route. Oh, now she's doing the predator thing. I mean, if she smells me, then cover myself in the goop.
See me.
They just scavenge anything you can. I mean, yeah, that's dust in the eyes is probably going to be handy. What's that for? Oh, decoy, clever. Oh, very clever. So now she takes up her father's sword.
They did not let you live. Nor shall I let Elodie.
I mean, this dragon has been consumed by vengeance for years, potentially even centuries.
Will come for you.
Just over and over again, taking vengeance for the death of her whelps, her children.
Floria! Elodie, you're alive. Okay. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Yeah, not helpful, Floria! Shut the fuck up!
Where are you hiding?
Oh, nice shot.
That won't kill me.
We are not their daughters.
More lies.
Oh! That's not good. I mean, that's severe third-degree burns over the upper portion of your body, but she's perfectly fine. And we don't even have the prurient thing of her clothes being burnt off. Which might have been a bonus in a particular type of fantasy film. Oh! Oh! And again, going back to Greek mythology, that's how Odysseus got, was it Polyphemus, I think, the Cyclops who he stabbed in the eye to escape from? She stabbed herself. You know, see, this is my blood. Is she actually going to be able to negotiate with a dragon? Convince her, you know, I'm not one of them, therefore you don't need to kill me.
L-O-D. Accept your fate. As I have mine. You ought to die alone.
Show me your fire.
Oh, because she's seen that there's going to be a vortex coming back at her. And the dragon. Is the dragon going to be affected by her own fire?
Burn me!
Oh! Nicely done. But it's, again, very, very convenient that that particular rock formation was there at just that point. And I suppose that's why the flame, the fire, is sort of like a lava, sort of like a fluid thing, rather than just a gas thing.
And it.
No.
Okay, so we're going to go with the redemption angle. Despite the fact that hundreds of innocent girls have been sacrificed. I mean, it might have been under false pretenses. The dragon might have had severe misapprehensions about what's been going on. But she still killed dozens, if not hundreds, of girls. And we're going to be okay with this. And it's going to take a lot of those glowworms to fix that dragon. But, you know, light source and first aid kit. Very, very convenient. And is she going to ride the dragon? Is she going to be the Daenerys? Oh, and is this the third princess for this particular cycle? And Henry's still going along with it.
You know nothing of what we've endured. You know nothing of our story.
She knows more than you do. She knows the truth.
Take your family and run.
I will offer you all one last chance to do the same.
Yeah, the servants, the commoners, head for the hills, whereas the royalty, the nobility, stay. And I think they're about to be a barbecue. Henry accepting his fate. The gold crown melting, that feels like another Game of Thrones reference. Being killed by molten gold on the head.
No, you can't. Daddy, please!
A crown for a king.
And yeah, now Elodie has her own dragon. And yes, let's just gloss over the hundreds of innocent women killed in the past. We're okay with having a dragon now.
We will run it together. We've got a bounty of supplies, enough to get us through this freeze and the next.
Oh, Elodie.
You're the only person I trust to look after our people, Mother.
Mother. Not stepmother, mother. I really do love the fact that the stepmother is basically good. In fact, was better than the biological father.
What course shall we steer?
Home.
And we shall rename this land Dragonstone. And there it ends. So, yeah. Oh, Shohreh Aghdashloo is the voice of the dragon. I mean, I can hear the accent. I assumed it was going to be a Spanish accent, but yeah, Shohreh Aghdashloo is a really, really cool actress. Ring of Fire? How many times are we going to have covers of well-known songs done really, really slow and with a female vocalist? It's become a cliche. And now that you're doing it over the end credits, too on the nose. So that was Damsel. And I suppose I should have expected it, but towards the end there, it got very, very Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. With a self-sufficient princess making her own rules and with her own dragon with which she can destroy her enemies. And going back to her island home. Yeah, I mean, she's not got the white hair, but other than that, I mean, pretty Daenerys Targaryen. Which I can't help thinking was deliberate. And, yeah, Millie Bobby Brown did it really, really well. I mean, as I said, I've some experience with Stranger Things. I mean, I've watched the first 2 and a bit series, I think, but quite some time ago now. I really need to get back to that some, but I enjoyed it when I watched it, and she was very, very good as 11. But yeah, Enola Holmes, I think she was really good at. I mean, that is a lot of fun. And doing pretty much the same thing here. I mean, yes, the plot contrivances and conveniences were very, very strong to see. I mean, the fact that those glowworms not only glow, which, as I said, I mean, bioluminescence in a dark cave is pretty standard in movies, but the fact that they glowed and therefore give light, but they are also the types of worms who can fix wounds. Because medically, you can be prescribed things like leeches. I mean, leeches are naturally, I mean, the idea of a leech is it attaches to you and it sucks out your blood, and it has anticoagulants to make it easy. So, medically, leeches are very useful, as are maggots, with particular types of wounds with necrotic flesh, which needs to be got rid of. maggots will be deliberately introduced into a wound in a medical setting, and they will eat the necrotic flesh, the dead flesh, because that's all they eat. They will not touch the living flesh, but they are chomp down on the dead flesh.
Just drop it down a bit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Here they are going, look at them.
Can I do the picture? Sure.
They go for the dead tissue and also for the infected tissue in the depths of a chronic wound. So they're very useful, like small surgeons going to where the dead parts of the wound are.
The fact that these worms are the types of worms that do that, remarkably convenient. And when she jumps across the chasm and has one hand, stabbing that dagger in. I mean, the fact that you find that seam of softer rock, apparently, that you can do that. And I really, really do not think that Millie Bobby Brown has the upper body strength to do some of the stuff she had. I mean, I'm betting that eventually there will be one of those videos on YouTube you sometimes see of medical professionals saying, right, well, that would have killed her, that would have killed her, that would have killed her, that would have killed her. I mean, those can be kind of fun, but mildly missing the point, I think. But that's the kind of film this is. It's the kind of film where everything is perfectly and specifically set up for this one girl to get out of the life-threatening situation she finds herself in. And it's not really presented as if she has, a particular set of skills to quite taken. But the fact that she survives at all, I think stretches credulity a little bit. I think this is definitely one of those films that you shouldn't think too hard about, and it's not designed for you to think too hard about it, because it just wouldn't work. And honestly, I think it doesn't work. But you can guess away with it if the film is fun, and it was reasonably fun. I think Robin Wright was an excellent villain. I don't think it was exactly the tone or exactly the plot they were going for in this film, Damsel. But part of me, towards the end, was starting to think, oh, hang on, was she one of the princesses that was supposedly fed to the dragon and managed to escape and managed to wheedle her way into the actual royal family? I think that might have been kind of interesting if she was a survivor of the dragon pit. But that didn't happen. Oh yes, and the dragon itself, or herself. Really, really fascinating. I think the design of the dragon, I thought, was really, really fascinating. With the morphology more of a feline than a reptile. Very much modelled after the body shape and the body type of a lion, for example, rather than a large reptile or dinosaur, something like that. With two very different and distinct types of body, and that was a mammalian feline body much, much more than it was a reptilian body. And that created some really interesting dynamics. And the flexibility and the leaping ability of the dragon, I thought was really, really well done. And actually, the designer of the dragon was Patrick Tatopoulos, who is a legendary creature designer. He worked frequently with Roland Emmerich, including designing Roland Emmerich's Godzilla, and Matthew Broderick's character name in Godzilla, in the Roland Emmerich Godzilla, is Dr. Tatopoulos, named after Patrick Tatopoulos. He also worked on Independence Day and various other films. The Underworld franchise for Len Wiseman. He worked on iRobot.
Goodbye. I'll take care, all right? Nothing but love for you. Nothing but love for you. You didn't have any clue what's about to happen to him?
Oh, not a chance in hell. Good night.
his CV is very, very impressive, particularly in sort of like the late 90s into the early 2000s. But Patrick Tatopoulos did the creature design, which was very, very cool. And voiced by Shohreh Aghdashloo, who I think is a brilliant actress. She's an Iranian-born actress and actually has an Oscar nomination to her name. But nowadays she does lots of stuff on American television and American films. She was really fun in Renfields last year. But yeah, Shohreh Aghdashloo is one of those actresses who you might recognise if you watch enough American television. But yeah, I think she was very, very good as the voice of the dragon.
What did that man say of deporting?
He said nothing, Nadi.
Do not lie to me. I heard him. Who was that man? Tell to me, Behrani. Beman Begu. What have you done?
It's none of your business what I have done or not done. Have you no faith in me, no respect? That man has only said I must remove the sign, that is all.
Coward!
Mama.
Liar! You caitiff liar! It is your fault we were forced to flee from Iran. It is your fault that we are here. Yours and your Sabbath friends.
Very back.
I talked to your father. We both agree you have to be the one who take care of this.
But she didn't tell anyone.
And we're fortunate that's the case. But she still saw the warehouse. How long has he been out of the tank?
10 hours.
I'm sorry the gravity of a real planet hurts. But it's appropriate. You wish to hurt Earth. The Earth that is now crushing your weak belter lungs and your fragile belter bones. All you have to do to make it stop is talk. It isn't uncommon, you know, even for a captain, to want to leave. There's no relative direction in the vastness of space. There's only yourself, your ship, your crew. It's easier than you think to get lost.
It's not
I'll bring it up with the General Council. We'll discuss it when you return. Teddy.
You said you want to see me?
Take a seat, please. Do you even know why we became the most powerful crime family in the city? We're not the biggest. We're not the richest. However, we are the most feared.
And yeah, a sympathetic villain. I mean, yes, taking things too far, but you understand where she's coming from. I mean, my babies were taken away from me, so I'm going to take your babies from you. And yes, we're going to gloss over the dozens, maybe hundreds of princesses she's killed over the years, over the centuries, because now she's a friend of Millie Bobby Brown, and she has been brought around, has been rescued and saved by the medical glowworms. Are we okay with that? The fact that Millie Bobby Brown now has a dragon? I mean, it didn't work out so well for Daenerys Targaryen, did it? But just glossing over the very, very high body count that this dragon now has, because we understand her and we are sympathetic to her and the plight that she shares to some degree with Princess Elodie. Not quite sure how I feel about that. So yeah, really interesting ideas. I mean, good design. I mean, I like the fact that the flame coming out of the dragon was essentially lava rather than airborne flame. That was cool, and obviously worked with that very conveniently shaped rock formation that put the lava back upon herself. Yeah, I think pretty silly. I mean, pretty cool in a lot of ways. I mean, I genuinely love the design of the dragon and the attitude and the characterization of the dragon. So yeah, that definitely a plus. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty generic, pretty basic stuff. Really, really convenient. All the things you need to have in order to survive just happen to be there. If you think about it too hard, I mean, it would collapse in an instant. But it was fun while I watched it, and I did really like the design of the dragon. So, not a masterpiece, not a classic, and in my trifold rating system of yay, nay, or meh, yay being, yes, I thoroughly recommend this, this might be one of my favourite films of the year, nay being, for God's sake, don't watch this, avoid at all costs, and meh being everything else, this is a meh. It was fun, it was entertaining, I like the design of the dragon, I like the characterisation of Princess Elodie, the fact she was just capable enough, but not so overpowered and so super capable that it becomes just a walk in the park for her. So, yeah, fun, generic, average, and yeah, I rather enjoyed Damsel. So, now I finished recording this new video with my new camera and my new setup, new tripod, everything like that, and with the face on reaction, which hopefully has worked. Fingers crossed this actually gets on YouTube, it actually sees the light of day, and we'll have to see how this goes on into the future. But this is my test case, my test file, and I've got plans for plenty more in the future on this YouTube channel. But until then, I think that's all I have to say for this episode. And it only remains for me to say that this has been a presentation of the Yay, Nay or Meh channel, and I will see you next time where I shine a light on cinema, both obvious and